When Uranus planet starts showering its own blessings and energies on an individual's psyche, the fire energy in you gets ignited. So when Uranus and Jupiter are coming together in the sign of Taurus, they are happily telling, Jupiter says, come on, I am there to support your belief system. Jupiter is saying that if you get into this negative vortex of self-sabotaging your own self, then fine, I only understand that I am supporting you, what you feel deems fit for you. You take the first step, rest will be taken care of. You don't take the first step, then you're actually getting yourself into a very sticky situation. In continuation with this entire month of April and its configuration, which I have already apprised for every zodiac in their monthly guidelines. But at the same time, these snippets I am making for you all to understand that, or to remind you all that yes, this configuration is coming on the 20th of April now, after this Saturn and Mars. Now, after we have tried to remain afloat, we need to take the actions, we need to make our inner structure strong. Now, since all that is coming and falling into place, especially if we are implying or applying it to our lives, next comes the configuration on the 20th of April, the Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. Now, if you see, by that time, the Mercury is also preparing itself to go direct. So during the retrograde of Mercury, we deliberated on what we need to do. We deliberated on what actions need to be taken. Probably took some actions in clearing our doubts and thoughts and building our inner structure strong. Now that our inner core is strong, we can handle the maverick planet of Uranus, because that confidence brings in a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts. And suddenly we feel invigorated that I have so much going in me. And trust me when I tell you, every individual, this is not an empowerment speech, but it's a fact that every individual has a particular kind of a potential, has a particular kind of a gift, which maybe he doesn't share it with the other person. Now, if you have this belief that I may be nothing, I'm not educated or educated, good sportsman, not a good sportsman, this is all the mountains or a self-sabotage words that we use for ourselves. I am not good enough. Now, like I told you all, Saturn said, get in touch with your inner core. You start realizing that yes, a particular field fascinates you, you're passionate about it, and chances are that if you take the risk of doing and being responsible, that if you win, the winning is yours. If you lose, you owe it to nobody. But at least you've tried. That strength that you build within yourself, the structure that you build within yourselves, actually is an impetus that when Uranus planet starts showering its own blessings and energies on an individual's psyche, the fire energy in you gets ignited. And basically, this is happening in Taurus. Taurus is a planet that is strong. It is a planet that is, it is a sign that is strong. It is a sign that says, stabilize yourself, become independent, don't depend on other people, build your own assets. Now, how do you build your own assets and how do you become financially independent? By believing in your talents, by believing in your ideas, by believing in these downloads that you are getting, especially when you're confident in life. So when Uranus and Jupiter are coming together in the sign of Taurus, they are happily telling, Jupiter says, come on, I am there to support your belief system. And Jupiter, the planet of expansion, understands only one word, or I would say two words, expansion and abundance. So, if I am strong and I believe in my ideas, Jupiter thrusts his support and says, come on, expand your ideas and generate abundance. But if my belief system or I have not worked on my inner structure, so what happens is and I get into this self-sabotage and create a mountain of my own ideas in front of me, that my inability to move, because I'm despondent, because I'm desperate, and I feel as if nobody appreciates me. Come on, how will somebody appreciate you if you're not appreciating yourself? That is the question I would like to ask everybody. So appreciate yourself. But now, Jupiter is saying that if you get into this negative vortex of self-sabotaging your own self, then fine, I only understand that I am supporting you what you feel deems fit for you. So that expansion and abundance comes negatively to you. So when people say, my God, I didn't get anything. In fact, it was during this time that my actually chips went down, because you kept visualizing. It is your manifestation. So whatever is your mind and heart's manifestation is what Jupiter supports. So the onus and responsibility again goes on you yourself, that when the planet configuration during the previous solar eclipse did show you the red flags, the Saturn and Mars also showed you the areas of the red flags where they need to be replaced by the green flags. So Jupiter-Uranus says, okay, I gave them the opportunity a month, 20 days back or a month back, that okay, this is how you need to rectify yourself, do rectify yourself. But probably the individual who has not rectified himself is comfortable and complacent in this attitude and is happy in that attitude. So Jupiter says, okay, fine, expand in that attitude. Whereas if you have taken off the red flags, strengthened your inner core, trust your own beliefs, Uranus, the maverick planet, who's very erratic, he actually wants spontaneity. And you take initiatives, and Taurus is being in that sign. The sign is also helping you and says, okay, come on, you have to invest in yourself, you have to have the belief in yourself to get out of the controlling tendencies of other people, because the other people are actually controlling you and you are getting frustrated. So the more independent you are, the more happier you'll be, the more stronger your structures will be. But Uranus says, I don't have any time. It's erraticism, and sometimes, not only sometimes, my own experience says, it's now or never. It's all between this configuration between the 10th and the second house, which is basically telling you, be self-motivators, take initiations, liberate yourself from the clutches that you feel are like energy vampires in your life. And nobody else can do all this thing for you, right? And Uranus, which is an higher octave of Mercury. Imagine the configuration is come at such a time of Jupiter and Uranus conjunction, whereas 5 days later, Mercury will be going direct. So the ideas and your execution. And the expansion is according to your ideas and your execution. You take the first step. Rest will be taken care of. You don't take the first step, then you're actually getting yourself into a very sticky situation. And the process in life is very simple. It says we are all hankering after health and our wealth. The health, combination of health and wealth, gives us happiness. I feel no harm when a person says, I do want to make a lot of wealth. My only probably advice would be, you may make a lot of wealth, but make sure that you make a wealth with a purpose in mind. And that purpose can be anything, helping yourself or helping people. Because this is an age of Aquarius, and time and again, when this age began, I have been harping on this tune, that love yourself, do things for yourself, as long as it is benefiting the society also at large. And I don't believe that you have to go and be a politician, or you have to be this, take up this NGO or take up this work of benefiting the society. Like Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. Be happy and you will get happiness around. and have an attitude of gratitude. Jupiter also only advises have an attitude of gratitude. Rather than counting what is not happening to you, why not start counting what is happening to you and then manifest those thoughts? It's very simple, it's not tough. And if you think that my telling you something is because this is the knowledge that I'm sharing with you, mind you guys, I'm actually sharing my experience with you. It's only my manifestations, or it is only my passion which turned into a mission. I initially started in life by trying to find myself, exploring myself, and also giving a new meaning to astrology. I would say it is self-empowerment, it's self-motivation, it's knowing myself, knowing my faults, that what are taking me back. And then following these configurations which are actually advising me very simply what to do. Jupiter-Uranus configuration, the belief in yourself, the belief in your ideas, be spontaneous and confident now that the clarity is gained that this is my passion and my mission in life. My mission in life is to leave a legacy behind. But legacy behind in what? So my legacy is to create leaders out of a leader, because I have made my seat as a leader where I do tend to tell people, introduce them to themselves so that they can make a leader of themselves, and that's how the chain never breaks. So rather than creating followers, I would say take this configuration very seriously and create a leader out of a leader. I realized that my interactions with my clients is very important. Though I've tried my best to interact, but since we have a lot of time and space between us, but the technology has made it, this is the age of Aquarius, so the technology has made us easier that we can meet each other virtually. But my wishing and my longing, these are my manifestations. And this is what makes me happy, when I'm able to clarify doubts of the people or of my listeners who have various questions in their mind. And I always welcome that for the simple reason, because it connects me more closer to you all, that's one. And second, it also gives me a different point of view. And they say life is all about learnings. Nobody is a master as such. We all learn from each other. My endeavor is to teach as much as my endeavor to learn from you all. Actually, my experience tells me that the call of the hour is to keep ourselves mentally and physically healthy. Right? So if we can build and replenish our support system, be it in relationships, finances, work areas, anything that helps us in sustaining a happy life. So basically it is like controlling our own mind, right? So changing ourselves instead of trying to change the other people or our circumstances are actually the keys that help us create our own fortunes and help us also be happy in this ever so stressful world, which actually we call the process of life. So let's get together and make the process of life easier for us and more sustainable. Stay blessed.